What I am about to whisper into the hollow of your heart will make it race, will make your breath hitch, and will settle you like a hand on your shoulder. Don't scroll, don't skip. Stay till the end. Listen, as if the next 2 minutes are the hinge on which your tomorrow swings. Because the heavens are leaning forward now, and something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, my chosen one, do not look away. The angels gather like an orchestra at the doorway of your life, and they tremble with a secret that cannot wait. Stay. Hear me as if I stand beside you in the quiet of your room. As if my voice is the light that finds the place in you that has been waiting. Don't skip. This is only for you. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes. Feel the urgency that is gentle, the urgency that wraps you in love. There is a warmth pressing through the seams of your days, a soft insistence that the old maps no longer fit. God says, loosen your grip. Angels say, breathe. Your name was written beside this promise before the first star was hung in the sky. Stay till the end. Your name is there, inked in divine ink, beside a new door that opens for you now. Someone thought you would not notice. Someone thought you had forgotten how to hope. But heaven watched every tear, catalogued every silence. And now the orchestration begins. You have been ready for longer than you think. You have been tested in small fires so that your courage would anneal into something unbreakable. Don't skip. These small fires were not punishments, but blacksmiths. The angels watched you bend, and they prepared the crown that you cannot yet see. Stay till the end, because revelation arrives in the stillness between 2 heartbeats, and you are standing in that space. Listen, there will be massive changes in your life. Not sudden chaos, not a storm merely for storm's sake, but a reordering, a rearrangement where pieces that once lay scattered like lost pages will fall into the right hands. Something huge is waiting for you, an adjustment of destiny, a reclaiming of time. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes, 2 breaths, 2 moments of decision that will echo like bell tolls through the halls of your years. Do not be afraid of the word change. Change is the language of the divine. Change is the river that brings fish and flowers downstream. Don't skip these words. Let them settle. Your future is not a blank. It is a tapestry being woven even as you listen. Angels say, the threads chosen for you are gold and stubborn, and they resist ruin. God says there are doors only I can open. Your name was written beside this promise. Your place at the table has been reserved. I know the things you hid from yourself. I know the prayers you whispered like broken coins into a well, and the promises you made to silence. I know the nights you counted faults instead of stars. Do not shrink from me. Come closer. My voice is not a judge, but a midwife. I am here to usher you into that which you were always meant to hold. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. A recalibration of your heart's coordinates. There will be a blush of recognition in your chest when the first proof arrives. It may be small, a call, a letter, a meeting that feels like coincidence, but is choreography. It may be large, an opportunity that seems to come from nowhere. A yes that turns your long no into new song. Whatever form it takes, it will feel like the world smoothing its brow around you. God says receive it. Angels whisper, accept without suspicion. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes in heaven's time is a whisper in yours. You may be thinking, how will I know? How will I not mistake hope for wishful thinking? My beloved child, the signs will carry a tone you recognize, a tone like truth humming under a melody. It will feel inevitable, like a tide responding to a moon you did not know was watching. Your name was written beside this promise. The signature is warmth and a peace that does not flee when questions knock. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and recognition will be the first applause. There are fears that still cling. Fear of disappointment, fear of worth, fear that you are not the person who deserves such favor. Let me speak plainly. Favor is not earned like wages. Favor is a hand extended. God says, I give, not because of what you have done, but because of what I intend for you. Angels say, stand up. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes is not a threat. It is an invitation to open your palms and feel what has been placed there. You have been carrying a catalogue of losses like stones in your pockets. Drop them. Do it now, here and now, in the presence of this message. Do not clutch the small proofs of pain. They will trip you when the new door swings wide. Don't skip the release. It is part of the preparation. Your name was written beside this promise, beside release, beside restoration. Stay till the end and let the angels take those stones and build the foundations they need. There is a rhythm to divine timing that does not match the loud clocks of the world. It is more like a heartbeat beneath the thunder, a patient metronome that knows precisely when to quicken. The countdown has already begun, and yet this is not hurriedness. This is precision. 2 minutes in your mind might feel like a breath, but in that breath, entire chapters align. God says, I'm the master of timings. Angels say, trust the tempo, don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you, timed not to your panic, but to your vindication. You will find, as the shift comes, that past doors shut, not to punish you, but to preserve you. The old roads were traps disguised as familiar comforts. Now new roads are unrolling like carpets in front of you, not asking you to run, but to step. My beloved child, step. The angels have already walked the route ahead. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes to decide to step. 2 minutes to allow heaven to carry you through. There is a presence surrounding your name now, a congregation of light that has been assigned to your days. These are not metaphors. These are realities the eyes of spirit perceive. Angels say your name aloud and the wind carries it like a benediction. God says, this is your confirmation. Your name was written beside this promise when the world was young. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and the choir of heaven is already tuning. Expect an amplification of your gifts, a revealing of talents you tucked away because of shame or doubt. The world has needed what you were afraid to give. Do not let modesty be the thief of destiny. Angels whisper encouragement that will come disguised as opportunity, a stage, a message, a platform. When it arrives, do not flinch. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes, 2 small choices to step into public light. Your name was written beside this promise. The signature reads, courage. There is a reconciliation approaching, not a watered-down peace, but a fierce mending. Where relationships splintered, true healing will weave. Where agreements broke, new alliances will be formed. God says, restore. Angels say, mend the broken tapestry with golden thread. Don't skip the reaching out. Sometimes the first step of reconciliation is humility. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. A reunion that hums of destiny. I see that you have been yearning for clarity, for a single compass needle that points true. Know this. Clarity comes when you stop listening to the rumor mill of your mind and tune into the still small voice. This message is the tuning fork. Strike it by staying present. Don't skip. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes of focus, surrender, and the fog parts. Your name was written beside this promise. Clarity is your inheritance. You may feel unqualified, and that feeling is old, carried like a coat you borrowed from someone who never planned to return it. Take it off. In these coming days, training will not be from the world's school, but from encounters. A mentor, a moment, a book, a whisper that teaches what you need to do. Angels are the tutors you did not expect. God says, I equip. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes of consent to be taught, and you will step into competence. Do not mistake quiet for absence. Sometimes the loudest work of heaven is the rearrangement you cannot yet see. The angels are moving things behind cupboards, rewriting schedules, redirecting footsteps. Small miracles will pile up like breadcrumbs leading to a feast. Stay till the end. Don't skip these small signs. Something huge is waiting for you. It will not always arrive as a drum roll. Sometimes it slips to you as a steady, insistent whisper. You have had moments of doubt that came in the hush between prayers. Let me forgive you for the doubt you carried in trying to be brave. God says, I see your faith even when it falters. Angels say, keep going. Your name was written beside this promise and beside a patience that does not grow weary. The countdown has already begun. Keep faith as your lantern. 2 minutes now to choose faith over fear and watch as the valley becomes a passage of victory. There will be a clearing of debts. Not necessarily only financial, but debts of spirit. Apologies yet unsaid. Promises yet unkept, balances of the heart that tilt heavy. The divine will settle the scores that are meant to be settled, not to humiliate, but to liberate. Don't skip this settling. Accept it as a gift. Your name was written beside this promise. Restoration is scheduled. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes to breathe into the promise and feel the weight lift. Hear this. You are not being made small for the comfort of others. You are being made large for the purposes that only you can fulfill. The world needs the version of you that has been through winter and come out with roots. Angels say, stand tall. God says, do not be ashamed of your story. It will be the bridge for many. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. A platform where your scars become a map for others' healing. In the midst of this promise, there will be tests. Not to deny you, but to confirm you. A test could feel like delay, like a door closing. But these are the filters that keep the blessing from being cheapened. When the test comes, remember that the angels are listening to how you answer. Choose gratitude. Choose integrity. Your name was written beside this promise. Endurance is the key. Don't skip. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes to choose rightly and the doors will swing. You will be given dreams that are larger than your comfort. Visions that arrive like invitations to a banquet you once thought you didn't belong at. Receive them. Write them down. Speak them quietly into the air. Angels will carry your spoken hopes and set them like seeds in the soil of reality. God says, speak and watch. Don't skip this speaking. It is a sacred contract. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The dream taking its first breath. There will be an alignment of your finances in ways that feel like grace. I do not promise frivolous wealth, but I promise provision that suits the calling. The divine is not mocked. What you are given will suit your purpose and keep you free to serve. Angels say, open your hands. Your name was written beside this promise. Provision comes keyed to destiny. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes to trust that supply will arrive and to move with the audacity of faith. Do not be surprised if doors open that require you to leave familiar people or places behind. This is not abandonment. This is necessary migration. The angels will stand with you at the threshold, giving courage for the step, tears to mourn, and songs to uplift. God says, go where I send. Don't skip the leaving. It makes space for the arrival. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. A new field to till, a new sky to learn. You will discover a language of peace living in you that no circumstance can teach. It will be a quiet strength, a center within that remains unshaken. When storms try to rattle you, you will find yourself anchored. This is not resistance, but rootedness. Angels whisper, remember your origin. Your name was written beside this promise. Peace is a birthright. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes now to breathe into that peace and watch fear unlace. There is someone, perhaps not who you expect, perhaps someone who mirrors your worth, who will appear as a conduit of joy. Do not be in haste to label them. Let the goodness reveal itself slowly. If your heart has been sheltered, allow it to be tender again. Angels say, guard, but do not wall. God says love is being remade in you. Don't skip the possibility. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, a tenderness that heals. Now, my beloved, listen to the small, precise instructions that are simple enough to be obeyed. First, forgive the small debts, the hatreds that have calcified, the words that cut. Forgiveness is not a favor to the other. It is a gift to your future. Second, say yes to improbable invitations, the ones that make the stomach flutter but the soul sit up. Third, let go of the definitions that do not fit the new you. Don't skip these simple tasks. They are the keys to the gate. Your name was written beside this promise. Obedience opens heaven's door. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes to take the first step. There will be moments when you think nothing is happening and you want to give up. Resist. The angels are busiest when you think they are idle. God says, I am working in the silence. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes of patience can tilt the axis. Don't skip the waiting. It is the furnace where purpose is made bright. As the climax approaches, you will feel a peculiar lightness, not an absence of responsibility, but a clarity that your burden is shared. The angels will surround your decisions with a chorus of wisdom. At that moment, you will recognize what I have been telling you all along. Your name was always beside this promise. Don't skip that recognition. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, a revelation that will feel like returning home. And when the blush moment arrives, when the prophecy becomes visible, you will weep, not from sorrow, but from relief so deep it leaks into laughter. You will say quietly, "Is this for me?" And the heavens will answer in a thunder that is also a whisper, "Yes." God says, "I've written your name with intention." Angels say, "Lift your face." The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes became a lifetime of return, and now the gates open. Rise into this new chapter with gentleness and ferocity. Gentle with yourself for the places you once failed. Fierce for the future you now claim. There will be critics, but every prophet has had them. Let your rebuttal be a life lived with integrity. Your name was written beside this promise. Walk in it openly. Don't skip your testimony. Share it so others may find courage. Stay till the end, and this is the season of your public yes. Remember, my beloved child, that promises are not always instantaneous. Some are slow blooms. Yet even the slow ones are faithful. Keep watering them with gratitude, with service, with the humility that says, "I acknowledge this is not mine alone." Angels say, "Steward well." God says, "I amplify the faithful." The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes to choose faithfulness, and soon the harvest will be unmistakable. This is your confirmation. Hear it now with the whole of you. The heavens are not spectators. They are allies. Do not be surprised when strangers become friends and friends become strangers, when places you thought permanent dissolve and new landscapes invite you to dance. The divine choreography is intricate, and every step is purposeful. Your name was written beside this promise. It is spoken with affection and precision. Don't skip this truth. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and it draws near. Before this message closes, put your hands over your heart. Feel that pulse that has been faithful even when you are not. Speak these words aloud if you can. I receive. I release. I step. The angels will answer with a warmth that is almost solar, pouring into the cracks you thought irreparable. God says you are known. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes to say yes, and let everything rearrange around your obedience. Now go forward with a quiet expectancy. Do not shout from the rooftops yet. Let the first blessings be the proof to your soul. Share when you can, but guard the tender places. Trust the small nudges. Follow the soft insistence. Take the call, open the letter, meet the person who appears suddenly. Don't skip these nudges. They are the breadcrumbs leading to the feast. Your name was written beside this promise. This is your time. You are not alone. Angels are with you. God is nearer than breath. The countdown has already begun, and even as this voice pauses, the work of heaven accelerates. 2 minutes are enough for a decision that reshapes a destiny. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Receive it with the astonishment of one who has been chosen. When this message ends, act. Share this message with the one who needs to hear that they are not forgotten. Comment your truth so others can be brave. Subscribe for more divine revelations that come like letters from home. This is not an advertisement, but a prayer for community. God says, "Let my words multiply." Angels whisper, "Bring others into the light." My beloved child, my chosen one, go now with courage. Let your feet be steady and your eyes bright. The world tilts toward the good news meant for you. Your name was written beside this promise. It has been called aloud. Don't skip. Stay till the end of every small choice and watch how the big things line up. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes, 2 breaths. And the massive changes in your life have already started to move. Blessed are you who hear and obey. Blessed are you who will step. Stay close to this whisper. Carry it like a lantern. Know that the angels sing your name and that heaven celebrates the first small yes. Something huge is waiting for you. Walk toward it. Share this message. Comment your truth. Subscribe for more divine revelations. Listen again, my beloved, as if the second whisper contains the rest of the promise you were meant to catch. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and there are layers to what I am unfolding. Like dawn peeling back night, layer by patient layer, until the whole horizon blushes. The countdown has already begun. Feel it in the hollow beneath your ribs where hope keeps its own calendar. God says there are seasons for pruning and seasons for fruit. Angels say, be ready for the heavier baskets. You have been learning a language without knowing its alphabet. the language of gentle obedience, the grammar of small choices that become destiny.
Do not belittle the tiny yeses.
They are the stitches that hold the garment of your future together. Don't skip the small acts of courage, the call you avoid, the apology you withhold, the seed you fear to plant. Your name was written beside this promise. Even the smallest obedience is gilded with favor.
Stay till the end and let these small acceptances gather like rain. There will be a resizing of your dreams, not to make them smaller, but to make them truer.
Some dreams will fall away like brittle leaves that never deserved the tree's attention. Others will stretch, surprised, reaching toward their appointed sun. Angels say, trim what is dead. God says, enlarge what is real. Don't skip the grief that comes with pruning. It is necessary. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes of courage to let go will make room for miracles you could not carry before. In the days ahead, you will notice the peculiar arrival of helpers, people who appear like comets, bright and timely, sparking new trajectories. Receive them with gratitude, but test their fruit. Not every comet is a covenant. Angels whisper discernment and tenderness together. God says, I send help that honors your heart. Your name was written beside this promise. These alliances are not random. Don't skip the careful greeting. It is protection as well as invitation. Stay till the end and let your circle be refined. There is a song in you that the world has not yet heard because you have been afraid of its volume. This song is medicine. It will carry someone through their night. Sing, sing even if your voice trembles. Angels say, sing and we will harmonize. God says, let your melody be multiplied. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes to open your mouth and the universe leans to listen. Don't skip the first note. It often becomes the chorus that leads to your calling. You have been rehearsing faith in private, practicing small acts of trust in the darkness. Now the rehearsal halls expand and the audience becomes larger. Do not confuse public visibility with vanity. Sometimes the divine allows a stage because many need the light only you can provide. Angels say, step into the light with humility. God says, your story will be a lamp. Your name was written beside this promise. Let your testimony be both honest and generous. Don't skip the sharing. Someone's freedom depends on it. Stay till the end. Your voice is the map for another's way. There will be a season of speed, doors opening, responses arriving, a sense that weeks compress into days. But remember, speed without wisdom is a runaway cart. The angels do not rush without counsel. Ask for guidance. Listen to the small compass inside that points to integrity. God says, hurry with clarity. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes to breathe before choosing will save you from detours. Don't skip this pause. It is heaven's break. In the unfolding, you will find that your prayers change shape. They become less about pleading and more about aligning, less about demanding and more about consenting. You will learn the discipline of saying simply, thy will. Angels say agreement with heaven unlocks rooms. God says consent is cooperation. Your name was written beside this promise. The posture of your heart matters. Don't skip the inner rearrangement. It is where destiny is born. Stay till the end and cultivate this quiet consent. There may be an unexpected restoration of time. Moments return to you where you thought none remained. A morning that opens for creation, an afternoon that becomes a window for healing, nights where sleep becomes gentler. These are gifts suited to the work you must do. Angels whisper, steward these hours well. God says, time will be part of your blessing. Your name was written beside this promise. The calendar itself will bend to the purposes you carry. Don't skip the noticing. Gratitude magnifies return. Prepare also for a recalibration of your inner authority. Where once you sought validation from crowds, you will come to rest in the small throne within you, where God's favor sits. Learn to ask, does this align with my calling? Not will they like it? Angels say, self-governance birthed in humility is freedom. God says, I place a kingly trust upon you. Your name was written beside this promise. Sovereignty begins with small decisions lived out faithfully. Don't skip claiming your seat. The countdown has already begun. A curious softness will appear in your prayers, less frantic, more spacious. You will find yourself speaking to God as to a beloved who already understands the shape of your needs. There is confidence wrapped in tenderness now, an intimacy that does not demand proof. Angels say, dwell in this intimacy. God says, I delight in your nearness. Your name was written beside this promise. Let your prayer life be a room where you rest as much as petition. Don't skip this nurture. It fuels your mission. There are promises that will come cloaked in ordinary things. A quiet conversation, a plain meal, a paper with words you did not expect. Learn the art of holy noticing. The angels place signposts in the everyday so you may not mistake grace for coincidence. God says, I will use little things to make you brave. Your name was written beside this promise. The pattern is subtle but sure. Don't skip the noticing. It is the secret key to recognition. Stay till the end and open your eyes to the small wonders. You will be tempted to bargain with the divine, to trade short-term comfort for long-term calling. Resist. The bargains you make in fever will often cost you more than you intended. Choose instead the currency of patience and obedience. Angels whisper, keep the covenant. God says, I honor those who do not bargain away destiny. Your name was written beside this promise. Faithfulness is the least expensive route to glory. Don't skip the steady path. As the paradigm shifts, your health and body will be part of the restoration. Treat your vessel kindly. Rest will be part of your strategy, not a luxury to earn. Angels say sleep holds repairs. God says, I care for your frame. Your name was written beside this promise. Honor the temple entrusted to you. Don't skip the rest. It is part of the miracle. There will be seasons of purging, seasons of gifts, seasons of quiet. Each has a purpose. Do not envy the speed of another's blessing. Coveting short-circuits character. Instead, learn generosity in the waiting. Give of what you have, even if the cup feels thin. Angels say generosity opens reservoirs. God says, give and watch what multiplies. Your name was written beside this promise. The economy of heaven is often upside down. Don't skip the giving. It is a key turn in your story. You will be offered assignments that frighten you because they dress you in responsibility. Take them. Take them not for applause, but because your soul recognizes the contour of the work. Angels say, you were made for more than safety. God says, risk for the kingdom and I will be the margin. Your name was written beside this promise. Courage will be rewarded with fruitfulness. Don't skip stepping into responsibility. There is tender mercy for the parts of you that broke under pressure. The divine does not catalogue failure to punish, but to remember the shape of your recovery. Repair will happen in surprising ways. A friend who speaks life, a letter that arrives with words you needed, an unexpected reconciliation. Angels whisper, these are stitches of grace. God says, I will mend what was torn. Your name was written beside this promise. Let your healing be a testimony. Don't skip the healing work. It is sacred. Now hear me. You are being prepared not just for blessing, but for stewardship. The gifts you receive are not for hoarding, but for sowing. As abundance grows, your invitation will be to be generous, to lift those whose hands are empty, to feed those whose hunger you once knew. Angels say, prepare your hands to bless. God says, abundance is a trust. Your name was written beside this promise. Your life will be a channel. Don't skip the distribution. It completes the circle of grace. There will be moments of bewildering peace when you stand and see that far from being abandoned, you were always being led. Breathe into those moments and let them teach you the geography of trust. Angels sing softly in those pauses, and you will carry the melody long after the moment passes. God says, remember this sound. Your name was written beside this promise. Let peace be your default posture. Don't skip these pauses. They steady the soul. As this message deepens, take practical courage. Make one bold call this week. Send one message to reconnect. Say yes once to a fear that has nagged you. Pray with intention for the thing you need. Each small act is a vote cast for the life you want. Angels say your choices are holy. God says, I partner with your courage. Your name was written beside this promise. Act. Don't skip execution. Momentum loves motion. And know this, even if the road ahead carries shadows, shadows are not the absence of light, but the sign that light is present. Walk toward what scares you with a lantern of faith. Angels will walk with you in the shadows, not to make them disappear, but to teach you to see. God says light is training. Your name was written beside this promise. Fear will shrink under the beam of your trust. Don't skip the step forward. Now receive this final declaration as if it were a seal pressed into clay. This season is not random. It is appointed. The divine has been arranging, rescuing, and preparing. Your name was written beside this promise with intention and affection. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes of decision now will ripple into years of favor. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is kinder and more glorious than you dared imagine. Rise, my beloved child, into the days that call you. Walk with both soft mercy and stubborn courage. Share this message with the one whose heart has grown thin. Comment your truth so the brave among us find their company. Subscribe for more divine revelations, for these whispers gather and multiply like a chorus. God says, let my word travel. Angels whisper, bring others into the light. Go now, wrapped in purpose, armed with tenderness, and steady in your yes. Your name was written beside this promise. It has been called into action. Don't skip. Stay till the end of your small choices and watch the massive changes in your life unfold. This is your confirmation. This is heaven's affirmation. Share this message. Comment your truth. Subscribe for more divine revelations. Listen, lean closer as if you can hear the breath of dawn. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and there remain shapes of promise I have not yet shown you. The heavens are patient but eager. They tilt their faces toward you like flowers toward light. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes of listening is all I ask now. 2 minutes that carry the weight of a lifetime unrolled. There will be a moment soon when a small, ordinary choice will snap the hinge of your fate. It will seem trivial at first, a yes to a stranger, an answer to a call you thought you would ignore, a candle lit in a room you rarely enter. Do not laugh at the smallness. Angels say these small things are architecture. God says the simple yes is how kingdoms start. Your name was written beside this promise. Do the tiny work faithfully. Don't skip the small things. They become the ladder to the big things. I know you have been rehearsing courage in the quiet places where no one watched. That rehearsal is not wasted. It has been catalogued in the heavenly registry and will be called forward like saved coins for a feast. Stay till the end. Your private courage will become public grace. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes of bravery now will echo like a bell over fields you have not yet seen. Expect invitations that feel like riddles. They will call you to do things you do not yet have a name for. Some will frighten you because they ask your heart to grow before your comfort grows with it. Take them. Angels say, when you accept the riddle, the answer becomes skill. God says, I author tasks that teach. Your name was written beside this promise. The unknown is training, not trap. Don't skip the puzzled yes. It is the doorway to artistry. There will be seasons of pruning where loneliness may visit as a teacher. Loneliness is not absence, but a clearing room where the next crop is planted. In those rooms, listen for the soft instructions. The angels sit quietly in that silence, sharpening tools and aligning maps. Don't skip the solitude. It polishes you for public work. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes of stillness, and you will hear the geography of your next step. You will find your finances aligning as if someone has been quietly straightening the ledgers of heaven on your behalf. It may not be a lottery, but it will be a provision that matches purpose. Practical, timely, and liberating. Angels say provision arrives in shape. God says, I send for service. Your name was written beside this promise. Provision is tuned to vocation. Don't skip trusting the supply that comes in ways you did not expect. There is a refinement of taste coming, not merely culinary, but a spiritual palate that discerns what feeds and what depletes. You will begin to prefer things that have depth, conversations that heal, work that blesses, friendships that are honest. In this, you will be tempted to both indulge and to withhold. Choose depth. Angels say depth outlasts noise. God says, choose that which multiplies the soul. Your name was written beside this promise. Let your choices taste of eternity. Don't skip the discipline of selection. A surprise reconciliation will arrive like a sunrise you thought you had missed. It may come through a letter, a quiet apology, a shared laugh that rebuilds a bridge. Receive this with clean hands and open eyes. Angels whisper, restoration smells of wildflowers after rain. God says, I mend with more than stitch, I renew. Your name was written beside this promise. Healing bears your name. Don't skip the reaching out that opens the gate. There will also be realignment of reputation. Misunderstandings will be cleared, and truth will shine with the persistence of dawn. You will not need to shout your innocence. Your life will eventually speak the correction. Be patient and steady. Do not conspire with bitterness. Angels say, let truth be your slow song. God says vindication will come in beauty. Your name was written beside this promise. Trust the quiet clearing. Now hear about joy, the kind that is not dependent on circumstances but is a fountain within you. Joy will not always be loud. Sometimes it will be a small, stubborn smile in the face of weather. Practice joy as a discipline. It is not naive. It is a spiritual tactic. Angels say joy is your armor. God says wear delight as a garment. Your name was written beside this promise. Joy will be a companion on your road. Don't skip cultivating it. There will be a refining of your friendships. Some will fall away quietly like leaves in autumn, and some will arrive like steady oaks. Neither loss nor gain is punishment or reward alone. Both are adjustment. Angels counsel you to cherish those who remain and to pray kindly for those who leave. God says, I am at work in every season of companionship. Your name was written beside this promise. Your circle will be righteous with time. Don't skip loving well. You will be summoned to steward influence, a widening of reach that requires integrity. Do not measure success by applause, but by the steadiness with which you hold power. Power without care corrodes. Power with mercy becomes a bridge. Angels say, steward as if eternity watches. God says, influence is stewardship. Your name was written beside this promise. Be generous with your authority. Don't skip the care that protects the gift. There are prophetic words that will come to you short and sharp like arrows that know the target. When they do, speak them with humility and readiness to serve, not to lord. Prophecy is not for spectacle. It is for building and for warning. Angels say prophecy that heals is music. God says speak truth with love. Your name was written beside this promise. Let your words be life-giving.
Don't skip speaking when the Spirit presses. A strange, beautiful confidence will grow in you. Not the arrogance of self-importance, but a steady trust in the plan writ upon you.
This confidence will make room for mistakes and for mercy. It will allow you to try again when others would fold. Angels say confidence that is kind carries others. God says be brave enough to fail. Your name was written beside this promise. Courage will be your garment. Don't skip trying. Each attempt is a hymn. I will tell you about rest because you will need it as part of your strategy. Rest is not a reward for productivity. It is a core command. Schedule it, protect it, make it sacred. Angels say rest receives what work cannot. God says cease and be renewed. Your name was written beside this promise. Your body is a temple of mission. Don't skip rest. It prepares you for leaps. There will be moments when the noise of life attempts to drown the whisper of destiny. In those moments, return to the center of what you know is true. Repeat this quietly if you must. I am chosen. I am held. I am moving forward. These simple affirmations are like keys in the dark. Angels whisper them back when your lips falter. God says, remember who you are. Your name was written beside this promise. Your identity is anchored. Don't skip the claim. You will be given opportunities to forgive those whose wounds cut deep, not because forgiveness absolves their wrong, but because it frees your hands to do holy things. Forgiveness is not an eraser of memory, but a reallocator of your heart. Angels encourage you to let go. God says, release binds no one but you. Your name was written beside this promise. Choose freedom. Don't skip the letting go. There are practical windows that will open, a job, a title, a place to live, things that look like tangible proofs of the inner work. When they come, receive with humility and steward with excellence. These are not only for you, they are for the people who will benefit from your presence. Angels say, tend what is given. God says, use your station to bless. Your name was written beside this promise. Carry your position lightly and well. Don't skip the responsibility. Let me press on something tender. Your creativity is not optional. It is a sacred currency that heals and connects. Give it time to breathe. Practice it without the need for validation. The angels are collaborators of imagination. They lean close when you dare to create. God says, I made you to imagine. Your name was written beside this promise. Your art will be medicine. Don't skip the making. There will be a season where you look back and see that the hardships were not wasted but were the soil for fruit. When you get there, celebrate with gratitude so loud it sparks others to hope. The angels will applaud. Heaven will nod in its patient way. God says, the harvest is sweet because you were faithful. Your name was written beside this promise. Bring your basket. Don't skip the Thanksgiving. Now, as the final curtain of this whisper draws near, I give you a practical mantle. Keep a small journal of moments that feel like tender mercies, the timings, the coincidences, the warm nudges. Read them back on dark days. They will be proof when doubt creeps in. Angels say, keep a record. God says, remember the mercies. Your name was written beside this promise. Memory is a lamp. Don't skip writing down the miracles. This is your summons to act in faith with a soft, unshakable heart. Make the call, send the message, write the poem, repair the bridge. Do one bold thing that scares you and one gentle thing that heals you. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes to decide to move and the cosmos inclines. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Step into it with both hands open. And if you wonder if you are worthy, hear this loud and simple: you are chosen. The heavens leaned and selected your name. Your name was written beside this promise, not by chance, but by affection. God says, I have called you beloved. Angels sing, come. The countdown has already begun. Don't skip this call. Answer it in the way that only you can. When this message closes, allow your life to be a gentle testimony. Share this message with the one who needs to know they are not invisible. Comment your truth to build courage for others. Subscribe for more divine revelations that land like letters from home. This is not vanity. It is communion. God says, multiply the light. Angels whisper, let the chorus grow. Go now with soft strength and wild hope. Walk knowing the heavens watch, the angels tend, and the divine directs. Your name was written beside this promise. It has been spoken into motion. Don't skip. Stay till the end of every choice and watch the massive changes in your life unfold until they become the story you will one day tell with grateful hands. Lean in once more, my beloved, as if this whisper is the key that opens the rest of the house. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and there are chambers of promise still undisclosed, rooms lined with possibility that will only unlock when you approach with steadiness and wonder. The countdown has already begun. 2 breaths of readiness and the doors begin to sigh open. There will be a day soon when you wake and the air tastes different, like rain after a long drought. In that taste, you will know that mercy has been stirring overnight and that what was delayed was being delicately arranged. Angels say, wake with gratitude. God says, this morning is mine to gift. Your name was written beside this promise. Treat that morning as holy. Don't skip the ritual of thanksgiving. It wakes the soil of blessing. Expect the language of your life to shift. Where once you spoke in scarcity, you will find a new grammar of plenty seeping into your sentences. You will tell stories of provision as if you always expected it, and others will be steadied by the casualness of your hope. Angels whisper, speak abundance into habit. God says, the tongue shapes reality. Your name was written beside this promise. Let your words be faithful. Don't skip the rephrasing of your days. You will notice courage arriving in small packages, a message sent, a door knocked, a risk taken for love's sake. Courage does not always roar. Sometimes it clears its throat. When you practice these minor audacities, they accrete into a spine that cannot be bent by gossip or shame. Angels say, practice bravery daily. God says, courage is muscle. Your name was written beside this promise. Flex it. Don't skip the small acts. They prepare you for the great leaps. There will also be a subtle clearing of confusion around relationships. Where the path was tangled, clarity will unthread the knots. You will know who to keep near and who to bless from a distance. This clarity comes with a gentle unburdening, the permission to choose life over obligation. Angels say, choose life. God says, honor the heart's knowing. Your name was written beside this promise. Let your choices be spacious and kind. Don't skip choosing what sustains you. Your dreams will begin to carry specific dates, not to press you into frantic planning, but to invite you to act with deliberate expectation. Mark them in your journal. Speak them aloud in sacred company. Prepare as if arrival were certain. Angels whisper, calendar the possibility. God says, expect with order. Your name was written beside this promise. Strategy meets miracle when you steward both. Don't skip the planning. It honors the gift. There will be tender correctives from unexpected sources, a stranger's remark, a child's observation, a piece of music that reframes your sorrow. Receive these gifts without defensiveness. Sometimes the softest hand is the one that straightens a bowed shoulder. Angels say, be teachable. God says, humility enlarges you. Your name was written beside this promise. Learning is part of the blessing. Don't skip the lesson. In the days ahead, the rhythms of your life will adjust to a new tempo. Your pace will become less frantic and more deliberate, each step measured with intent. You will learn to move as one who walks with the map already inked, not with frantic searching. Angels say, measure your steps. God says, move with intention. Your name was written beside this promise. Let purpose guide pace. Don't skip the slowing that fuels steadiness. There will be financial openings that feel like a door left slightly ajar and then pushed fully open by faith-filled action. When opportunity appears, lean into practical wisdom, consult, calculate, and then step. Angels say, wisdom accompanies provision. God says, I give strategies along with supply. Your name was written beside this promise. Steward courageously. Don't skip the wise step. It preserves blessing. A deepening of your spiritual sight will come, not spectacle, but insight. You will begin to discern patterns of grace in the ordinary. You will see how seasons knitted together and the ways tiny mercies were actually pilot lights. This sight is a gift that will help you navigate future crossroads with peace. Angels say, eyes that see, make sure feet that walk do not falter. God says, I give discernment to the willing. Your name was written beside this promise. Practice the seeing. You will be invited into friendships that ask for authenticity and give it back tenfold. These connections will not be polished and performative, but honest and tender, where you can spill your fear and be met with courage. Angels whisper, choose companions who are brave enough to be real. God says community is part of vocation. Your name was written beside this promise. Build with people who will stand in storms with you. Don't skip investing in these bonds. There will be a season where you must say no simply to protect the yes that matters. Saying no is not cruelty, but a boundary that preserves ability to love fully. Learn to refuse gently and firmly. Angels say small no's guard the great yes. God says boundaries are gifts. Your name was written beside this promise. Guard the calling. Don't skip the difficult no. You will discover that your failures are not final statements, but footnotes, lessons prefacing a stronger chapter. Reframe them as training episodes, not verdicts. Angels say failure edited by grace becomes wisdom. God says, I write with redemptive ink. Your name was written beside this promise. Allow the edits. Don't skip the rewrite. There will be a brightening of your leadership, whether in small circles or wider fields, and with it the responsibility to lift up rather than profit from power. Lead the way of tenderness and courageous clarity. Angels say, lead by example. God says, servant hearts shape nations. Your name was written beside this promise. Be the kind of leader who multiplies others. Don't skip the tender leadership. You may find yourself wrestling again with old doubts. Treat them as ghosts, not governors. Speak to them a firm but patient word. You do not rule here. Set practices that recenter you, prayer, rest, honest friends, the records of mercy you have kept. Angels say, faint not. God says, I reclaim every doubt with evidence. Your name was written beside this promise. Evidence awaits the faithful. Don't skip the practices that steady you. There will be great tenderness in your art and work, a way that what you build becomes balm. When you create, remember it is not only for acclaim, but for healing. Angels lean near creative work and infuse it with meaning. God says art regenerates the human heart. Your name was written beside this promise. Let your work be sacrament. Don't skip the making that heals. As the days march into their appointed unfolding, receive the discipline of prayer that is not transactional but conversational. Pray not only for outcomes but for formation. Ask for wisdom, not only provision. Pray for the people who will walk with you. Angels say, prayer is the thread between will and world. God says, I answer those who seek rightly. Your name was written beside this promise. Let your prayer be comprehensive. Don't skip the long asking. There will be a moment when the scale tips and you will look back, not with bitterness, but with thanksgiving, amazed that every small hurt was a teacher. That retrospective gratitude will be a crown you place on your own head, not because you earned it, but because you survived and were refined. Angels clap at that moment. Heaven records your perseverance. God says your endurance is holy. Your name was written beside this promise. Wear your thanks proudly. Don't skip the remembering that heals. Now, in these final breaths of this whisper, accept this practical charge. For 1 week, wake 5 minutes earlier and speak your readiness to heaven. For 1 week, give liberally of something small. For 1 week, forgive one small wrong and write one note of gratitude. These are small, unnatural acts that tilt the axis. Angels say, tiny habits rearrange fates. God says, obedience in small things summons favor in greater things. Your name was written beside this promise. Begin when this voice stills. Do not think the work ends. This is a beginning, a soft ignition point where heaven's engines begin to hum in alignment with your yes. Don't skip what comes. Stay faithful to the nudges. Stay till the end of every small decision and watch as something huge, patient, and magnificent answers. Share this message with the one who needs a lantern in their dark. Comment your truth so others may find courage. Subscribe for more divine revelations that come like letters from home. God says, let my words multiply. Angels whisper, gather the chorus. Go now, beloved. Your name was written beside this promise. It has been called into motion. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Step into it with a heart wide open. Share this message. Comment your truth. Subscribe for more divine revelations. It is only for you. 2 minutes left. Feel that like a bell in the hollow of your chest. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. And there are final chambers of promise that open only to the one who listens with both ears of the heart. The countdown has already begun. The angels align their steps to yours and lean in like lovers at a quiet threshold. There will be a moment, perhaps not dramatic on the surface, when you will look up and realize the map you've been holding was not meant to be the map anymore. The ink will blur with tears of release and new directions will appear as if written by a hand you recognize. God says, let go of the map that no longer fits. Angels say, take the new one with both hands. Your name was written beside this promise. Do not be afraid to turn the page. Don't skip this turning. It is the hinge of your becoming. Hear now of favor that moves like wind, unseen, yet it fills sails and moves vessels closer to shore. Favor will not always look like a constellation of obvious miracles. Often it is a breath that rearranges events so subtly you almost miss the art. Stay till the end. Watch for the currents. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes of attention can catch the wind that moves decades. You have been carrying dreams that felt too large for your shoulders. The divine does not intend for you to carry them alone. Helpers will arrive with hands scarred from their own battles, but generous with what they possess. Receive help as holy. Angels say, allow the hands that are given to help. God says, I send bearers for burdens. Your name was written beside this promise. Collaboration is part of the design. Don't skip accepting the help that will make your burden a blessing. There will be a refining of language in your mouth. The way you speak to yourself and to others will change from accusation to invitation. You will learn to say, I am learning, I am becoming, I am allowed to rest. These words are not softeners, they are scaffolding. Angels whisper, words build realities. God says, speak what is true and let actions follow. Your name was written beside this promise. Let your speech be a home, not a battlefield. Don't skip the gentleness of your words. You may be tempted to barter away the small things that matter. Time with a loved one, the integrity of a promise, the small acts that keep your soul fed, for the shiny noise of success. Resist the divine values, the small guardians of the heart, and these are the things that anchor you when storms come. Angels say, preserve the tender. God says the small is sacred. Your name was written beside this promise. Protect what feeds your root. Don't skip guarding the small things. There will be nights when prayer feels like a thin thread and you doubt it can pull anything through. Keep praying. threads become ropes. The angels are knotting your prayers into a strong line that will hoist you into the place destined for you. Stay till the end. Do not let doubt cut the line. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes of persistent prayer can call a mountain to move. A correction will come, gentle but precise, like a hand on the rudder adjusting course in time to avert a rocky shoal. Do not bristle at correction. Receive it as rescue. God says, I will steer you away from harm. Angels say correction is love in a firm voice.
Your name was written beside this promise.
Accept the guidance that keeps you safe. Don't skip the schooling that saves. There will be a reintroduction of joy in places you forgot to look for it. In a garden that appears on an ordinary street. In the laugh of a neighbor. In a meal that tastes like home. Joy will come not as a fleeting visitor, but as an old friend who has learned new songs. Angels sing when you laugh. The heavens rearrange themselves to echo your delight. God says, keep delight at your center.
Your name was written beside this promise.
Let laughter be your language sometimes. Don't skip the moments that lighten you. You will be shown how to steward influence without losing the tender parts of you. Power will arrive as a test of character, and your choices in those days will write the next chapter for many. Choose mercy over convenience. Choose clarity over pleasing. Angels say, leave a trail of improvement. God says, let your leadership lift.
Your name was written beside this promise.
Lead as a gardener, not as a governor. Don't skip the mercy that makes power holy. A new tenderness will be woven into your relationships. An attention that notices when someone's voice trembles and asks, do you want to tell me? That tenderness will become the currency of healing in your circles. Practice it. Angels whisper, tenderness is brave. God says compassion changes outcomes.
Your name was written beside this promise.
Be brave in softness. Don't skip opening your ear to others. There will be an acceleration of opportunity, and with opportunity will come choices that require discernment. Pause before you say yes. Ask for wisdom, not approval. The angels are happy to give counsel to the one who seeks soberly. God says wisdom tempers speed.
Your name was written beside this promise.
Be slow to leap and quick to listen. Don't skip the pause that saves. You will find that what you once believed disqualified you now qualifies you. Scars become medals of credibility. Failures become footnotes of resilience. Wear them as stories, not as sources of shame. Angels celebrate the redeemed story. God says every scar is a map.
Your name was written beside this promise.
Your past is a resource, not a sentence. Don't skip telling the truth of your journey. It may be another's compass. There will be a harmonizing of your longings with your obligations, a way to serve that does not exhaust you but completes you. This is rare and it is holy. Angels bless the work that sustains the soul. God says find work that also feeds you.
Your name was written beside this promise.
Vocation and rest can be married. Don't skip seeking that reconciliation. Now, hear the final invitation as if it is placed into your palm for safekeeping. Live like you are loved and act like you are chosen. Let those two truths shape the small choices that become the architecture of your days. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes are all it takes to decide to live differently today. Don't skip that choice. Stay till the end and step into the orbit of favor that has been waiting for you. When this whisper ends, make one simple vow: to be the person who passes along light. Share this message with the one whose heart is dimmed. Comment your truth and let others see how courage grows in honest words. Subscribe for more divine revelations that arrive like letters from home, gentle and precise. God says, let my words multiply. Angels whisper, gather the chorus. Go now, beloved, with hands open and feet steady. Your name was written beside this promise, and the handwriting trembles with care. Don't skip the small acts. Stay till the end of each decision, and watch as something huge, patient, and glorious takes shape. Share this message. Comment your truth. Subscribe for more divine revelations. Lean closer still, my beloved, as if my words are a hand pressed to your ear, and the sound is urgent because it is true. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and there are final verses of this promise that only sing when you listen with your whole chest. The countdown has already begun. Count it in your breath. In, out. 2 minutes to a decision that rearranges the furniture of fate. There will be a simple invitation that arrives disguised as ordinary life. A doorway you always walked past. A conversation you almost declined. A street that leads to a new neighborhood of your soul. Do not walk away from the ordinary. Heaven hides keys in commonplaces. Angels say, bend down and pick up what seems small. God says the commonplace is off the portal. Your name was written beside this promise. Take it tenderly. Don't skip the small steps. They lead to the grand stair. You have been rehearsing patience in ways you did not know were practice. Now that patience will be paid back with interest, not the kind counted in coins, but the kind counted in restored mornings, in returned laughter, in doors that swing wide without the scrape of doubt. Stay till the end. The repayment arrives as kindness that feels like destiny. The countdown has already begun. 2 minutes of faithfulness now folds into seasons of overflowing. There will be a reweaving of relationships where you once thought threads were irreparably cut. In that mending, new patterns will emerge. Patterns that allow you to stand and love again without the brittle fear of being broken. Receive these repaired things with humility. Angels say, mend with gold. God says, repair is a sacrament. Your name was written beside this promise. Let yourself be patched with care. Don't skip the reaching hand that offers reconciliation. A strange courage will rise when you least expect it, like dawn finding a sleepy field. It will ask you to step where you have only imagined stepping, to speak where you have only whispered. When this courage comes, do not bargain with it. Let it lead. Angels whisper, obedience is the next miracle. God says, move when the heart says go. Your name was written beside this promise. Your yes is a trumpet. Don't skip sounding it. You will begin to see how your small acts of kindness ripple outward, how a single gesture sets in motion a chain of favor that returns to you multiplied. This is the economy of the sacred, an invisible ledger where compassion balances abundance. Angels say, give and watch the ripple. God says, generosity begets more than you can count. Your name was written beside this promise. Steward your giving like prayer. Don't skip the offering. There will be seasons when you must choose between convenience and calling, and those choices will define the next chapters. Choose the calling even when convenience whispers comfort. The calling carries you forward in a way comfort never can. Angels say, choose the long road that blesses many. God says, short pleasures fade. Purpose endures. Your name was written beside this promise. Hold the compass steady. Don't skip the harder yes that births generations. You will be given a strange clarity about your next steps, a map drawn in light that only your heart can read. Follow it with courage and with humility, knowing that the map will sometimes change, and that is part of the adventure. Angels say, maps adjust as you move. God says, trust the direction more than the detail. Your name was written beside this promise. Go where it points. Don't skip the step that requires trust. There will be a softening of the places that once hardened you. Grudges will lose their teeth. Shame will be trimmed like an old vine that no longer bears fruit. In that softening, you will become more useful, more available, more gifted to others. Receive the mercy that loosens what binds you. Angels whisper, mercy frees hands for service. God says, heal and then heal others. Your name was written beside this promise. Let compassion be your second skin. Don't skip the healing that liberates. In the quiet aftermath of change, you will learn a new rhythm of gratitude that is not performative but lived. You will wake and first thank, not last. This small reversal will rearrange your perception so that lack loses its sharp edges and plenty becomes the way you breathe. Angels say, let gratitude be your first measure. God says, thanksgiving multiplies return. Your name was written beside this promise. Practice morning praise. Don't skip the daily thank you. It seeds miracles. There will be a moment when an old door reopens, not because you begged, but because the timing is now right. Step through with cautious joy and do not pretend that fear is not there. Invite courage to walk beside it. Angels will walk ahead and behind you, making a corridor of protection. God says, I make paths through what seemed closed. Your name was written beside this promise. Enter with reverence. Don't skip stepping through when the light leans in. You will discover that your calling is not a single profession, but a way of being, compassionate, persistent, honest. You will infuse whatever you do with a holiness that makes the mundane luminous. Angels say, sanctify the ordinary. God says, let every task be worship. Your name was written beside this promise. Let your life be lit from within. Don't skip bringing sacred attention to small things. There will be times when you must hold both grief and gratitude at once. They can coexist, and in that holding, your heart will grow more spacious. Do not force a false cheer. Allow sorrow its place, but do not let it become a nest. Angels counsel tender stewardship of grief. God says sorrow is honored and transformed. Your name was written beside this promise. Live with the room to feel and the courage to carry forward. Don't skip the integrity of feeling. You will find mentors who appear as gentle midwives for your gifts, people who will teach you by example rather than decree. Receive their counsel, but keep your own compass. Wise guides do not replace your call, they sharpen it. Angels say, learn from those ahead. God says, let humility pair with ambition. Your name was written beside this promise. Accept correction as favor. Don't skip the schooling of life. There will be an unveiling of a deeper sense of purpose that turns ordinary ambition into sacred vocation. What once felt like a scramble becomes a calling. The noise falls away and the central song is clear. When you hear it, follow it without apology. Angels sing as you align. God says your life will echo a holy melody. Your name was written beside this promise. Let your steps match the tune. Don't skip the cadence that calls you. As the voice that has held you through this whisper begins to soften, let me seal you with this last benediction. Go with an expectant heart, with hands open and feet willing to walk the awkward first steps of renewal. The countdown has already begun. The smallest consent now blooms into seasons of harvest. Don't skip the choice to begin anew. Stay till the end, for the end is only the doorway to a more glorious beginning. When this voice quiets, do not sit as one who has received news only to shelve it. Act. Speak the small yeses into being. Make the calls, write the letters, forgive the old hurts, plant the seeds. Share this message with the one whose ember has grown dim. Comment your truth so that brave souls can gather courage from your words. Subscribe for more divine revelations that come like letters from home, intimate, urgent, and alive. God says, multiply the light. Angels whisper, let the chorus grow. Go now, beloved, and remember this always. Your name was written beside this promise before time began, and heaven leans close to see you step. Don't skip. Stay till the end of every small decision. Something huge is waiting for you, and move toward it with a heart that is both tender and fierce. Share this message. Comment your truth. Subscribe for more divine revelations.